bridesmaid dress, a muted contrast to the jubilant setting. Clutching a bouquet of peonies and gardenias, she seeks solace in their fragrant embrace. Her presence feels like an unwelcome shadow among the vibrant bridesmaids, each laugh a painful reminder of her own unease. The air is thick with joyous chatter, yet Wilma remains isolated, a silent observer in a world of celebration. In the solemn ambiance of the church, Wilma stands among the bridesmaids, a silent observer. Her gaze drifts toward Barney at the altar, a mix of happiness and nervousness etched on his face. Fred, acting as a father figure, looks at Wilma with a tender smile. Wilma catches Fred's eye, a silent exchange passing between them. The church, filled with anticipation, awaits the vows that will bind two souls. The light streams through the stained glass windows, casting colorful patterns on the floor. Sunlight spills through the stained glass, painting the church in vibrant hues as Wilma sits alone, her mind adrift. Barney, it's funny how things turn out. We go way back. A memory stirs within her, pulling her back through the corridors of time. The church fades as Wilma's memories rise. The past envelops Wilma. The church fades, replaced by a flashback of a bustling college party, alive with youthful exuberance. Wilma, radiating joy in her Wilma Flintstone costume, throws her head back in laughter. Barney, equally spirited in his Barney Rubble attire, joins her, their combined laughter echoing through the room. A subtle undercurrent of attraction sparks between them, a fleeting glimpse of what could be. The moment dissolves into comfortable camaraderie, foreshadowing a friendship destined to endure. In the hushed sanctity of the church, memories flood Wilma's mind, painting vivid pictures of Barney's unwavering support. She recalls his strong arms effortlessly moving furniture, a testament to his reliable nature. Wilma relives the warmth of his comforting presence, a beacon of solace during her darkest hours. Each memory reinforces the depth of Barney's kindness, a stark reminder of his irreplaceable role in her life. The church echoes with silent gratitude as Wilma cherishes the moments of friendship that time cannot erase. The church stands in serene silence, its hallowed halls bathed in soft light. A memory stirs, the present fading as the past begins to bleed through. Echoes of laughter and tears mingle in the air, the walls whispering stories of days gone by. The faces of the departed flicker into view, their presence lingering like ghosts in the sacred space. The air grows thick with nostalgia, the scent of incense replaced by the phantom fragrance of forgotten moments. Time itself seems to unravel, the present moment dissolving into the swirling vortex of memory. Sunlight pierces through the stained glass, painting the church in vibrant hues as dust motes dance in the air. Wilma sits alone, bathed in colored light, lost in the labyrinth of her thoughts. A voice echoes in her mind. "Why aren't you dating?" Wilma retorts, her voice a mere whisper in the vast emptiness. "Because he's Barney." A flicker of doubt crosses her face, a fleeting shadow in the stained glass light. Within the hushed sanctuary of the church, Wilma sits quietly in a pew, her eyes fixed on Betty. Betty's style, from her pearl necklace to her perfectly coiffed hair, captures the essence of the 1950s. Wilma's gaze drifts off, and a vision of doilies fills her mind, adorning every surface of Barney's future home. The church fades as Wilma envisions Barney's home. Wilma pictures countless doilies. Wilma stands in the church, the heavy scent of lilies and roses beginning to overwhelm her. A wave of dizziness washes over Wilma as she fights to maintain her composure. In a moment of silent regret, Wilma thinks, "I regret not drinking enough water before the ceremony." The weight of the moment presses down on Wilma as she quietly battles her discomfort. Sunlight floods the church through stained glass windows, illuminating a nervous Wilma. Her gaze drifts upwards, landing on a wasp trapped in a stained glass window. The wasp frantically buzzes against the glass, desperate for escape. Wilma watches the wasp, its struggle mirroring her own desire for freedom. The trapped wasp embodies Wilma's inner turmoil, both yearning to break free. Inside the church, sunlight paints the scene with vibrant colors through stained glass windows. Wilma sits in a pew, absorbed in the wedding ceremony, but a sudden realization sparks in her eyes. Wilma's eyes grow wide as she is struck by a sudden, profound realization. She might be in love with Barney. Her inner voice whispers, "Oh, Barney," as a tender fantasy begins to unfold in her mind. In the sacred confines of the church, the priest's voice fills the space, a somber resonance as he calls for objections. Wilma sits among the pews, her heart pounding as the priest speaks. A wave of dizziness overcomes Wilma, her face pale and strained. Wilma feels her knees buckling beneath her, the weight of her secret threatening to spill. The church blurs around her, the priest's words echoing like a distant, haunting call. In the solemn quiet of the church, Wilma suddenly falters. A gasp escapes her lips as she begins to lose consciousness. Fred, alert, moves with swift precision. He catches her just before she hits the floor. Fred emerges from the church, carrying Wilma gently in his arms. He moves purposefully away from the bustling church. Fred seeks the quiet refuge of a tree's shade. In the cool shade, he sets her down gently. Outside the church, Fred tenderly guides Wilma to sit on the bench. Fred's voice cuts through the calm as he calls for a glass of water. Wilma reclines, her eyes shut, finding solace in the gentle caress of the breeze. The breeze whispers across her face, bringing a fleeting moment of peace. She finds relief. Under the solemn gaze of the church, Wilma drinks deeply, a moment of quiet desperation unfolding. As the last drop falls, a wave of conflicting emotions, embarrassment, and relief floods Wilma's face. The weight of unspoken words fills the space between them. Wilma pointedly avoids Fred's gaze, the church looming behind them. Under the church's solemn gaze, Fred finds solace against an ancient tree, a silent guardian. Wilma restores herself, her every sip a testament to resilience. Fred watches, a sentinel of calm, ensuring her strength returns. Patience weaves its spell as Fred waits, unwavering until Wilma is renewed. Under the church's shadow, a gesture of truce. Fred extends his hand. With the sun above, Fred declares, "I don't think we've been properly introduced." His voice firm, Fred offers his name with a hint of expectation. "My name is Fred." The church stands silent witness as Fred awaits a response. A moment of quiet tension hangs in the air as Fred's gesture remains suspended. The sun casts long shadows, highlighting the unspoken words between them as Fred waits. Bathed in the golden light of dawn, the church stands as a timeless beacon of hope and solace. Wilma appears, her gentle smile reflecting a heart full of warmth and kindness. She pauses, her name a silent whisper on the tranquil morning air. Wilma. Her presence graces the entrance, promising stories of faith, love, and unwavering spirit. The church watches over Wilma, a silent guardian in the quiet, sun-drenched scene. The dim light casts long shadows across the generic hotel room, highlighting Wilma's solitude. She raises the tiny bottle, her expression unreadable in the subdued light. With a swift motion, Wilma tips the bottle back, the last drops of alcohol disappearing. The empty bottle is lowered, the act complete, leaving only silence and emptiness. In the dim hotel room, Wilma stares intently at her reflection, her brow furrowed with concern. Wilma's face contorts with effort as she tries to flex the tired muscles. She continues to scrutinize every line and shadow reflected back at her. Frustration mounts as she confronts the weariness etched onto her face. The hotel room is cloaked in shadows, a lone bedside lamp offering a meager glow. Wilma sits on the bed's edge, a silhouette against the dim light, lost deep in thought. Her brow furrows, a visible sign of the mental turmoil as she obsessively replays the day's events. Each interaction with Barney is scrutinized, every word weighed and measured in the silence of her mind. Her mental replay shifts to Fred, each fleeting expression and unspoken gesture analyzed with sharp intensity. In the quiet of the room, Wilma's mind becomes a battleground of memories, each one vying for attention. In the serene church garden, Fred walks, his thoughts consumed by Wilma. The sunlight filters through the leaves, casting a soft glow on his face. A gentle breeze stirs the blossoms around him, enhancing his reverie. A faint smile touches his lips as he remembers a shared moment. Lost in his memories, Fred continues his peaceful stroll through the garden. In the radiant church, Barney and Betty stand hand in hand, their faces shining with love. Sunlight floods the church through stained glass windows, casting colorful patterns that dance around the altar. Barney and Betty exchange vows, their voices echoing with profound emotion, filling the sacred space. Wilma sits in a pew, her expression a mask, concealing the inner turmoil that churns within her. The ceremony unfolds, a tapestry of joy and hidden sorrow, woven together in the heart of the church. Sunlight paints the church in vibrant hues as the wedding unfolds, a scene of radiant hope. Yet, an empty seat casts a shadow, as Wilma's absence becomes a silent question mark hanging over the celebration. Whispers ripple through the assembled guests, their glances betraying a growing unease that threatens to unravel the joyous facade. The air thickens with unspoken worries, a palpable tension beginning to suffocate the once festive atmosphere. Outside the church, hushed whispers fill the air as guests gather, their expressions a mix of concern and intrigue. The sunlight catches the worried glances exchanged among the churchgoers, amplifying the mystery surrounding Wilma's sudden collapse. A palpable tension hangs in the air as the guests' gossiping intensifies, their words weaving a tangled web of speculation and rumor. The church facade looms in the background, a silent witness to the unfolding drama and the swirling rumors that threaten to consume the gathering. As the day unfolds, the churchyard transforms into a stage for speculation, each guest playing a part in the drama surrounding Wilma's mysterious fainting spell. In the quiet of the hotel room, Wilma begins to unburden herself, the zipper's soft whisper breaking the silence. The bridesmaid dress slides down, pooling at her feet like shed skin, revealing a moment of pure, unscripted relief. Freed from its constraints, Wilma exhales, a sigh of liberation escaping her lips. In a gesture of finality, she hangs the dress away, embracing the quiet solitude and newfound freedom of the night. In the dim-lit hotel room, Wilma stands frozen near the telephone, her hands suspended in midair. A storm of indecision brews within her, evident in the conflict reflected in her eyes. Caught in a moment of intense contemplation, she hesitates, the weight of choice heavy on her. With a visible struggle, Wilma retracts her hand. The decision made, yet a trace of regret lingers. A sigh escapes her lips, carrying with it the unspoken words and the path not taken. In the dim hotel room, Wilma sits on the bed, the glow of her phone casting shadows across her face. Her brow furrows in confusion as she scrolls through images of gravy boats. Lost in thought, she wonders, a gravy boat? Why on earth would Betty want a gravy boat? The mystery deepens as she ponders Betty's unexpected request. Fred stands before the solemn church, a beacon of patience amidst the sacred grounds. His gaze pierces the entrance, a silent promise of support hanging in the air as he watches for Wilma. Each passing moment heightens his anticipation, his eyes unwavering, prepared to offer his aid. Ready to assist, his presence is a comforting promise against the backdrop of the church. Bathed in the warm glow of daylight, Barney and Betty emerge from the church, radiating joy as a newly married couple. Their faces glow with newfound love and shared dreams. Sunlight catches the delicate details of Betty's dress. Barney's eyes reflect adoration as he looks at Betty. Together, they take their first steps into a future filled with promise and hope. Barney stands outside the church, a sea of unfamiliar faces surrounding him. Confusion clouds Barney's features as he searches for someone he recognizes. Worry begins to creep into Barney's expression as his search proves fruitless. Barney's gaze sweeps across the crowd one last time, desperation tightening his features. In the soft glow of the hotel room, Wilma sits quietly at a small table. A room service cart laden with food promises a quiet respite. With a gentle smile, she unwraps a sandwich, a moment of peace in the solitude. The simple act of unwrapping the sandwich brings a fleeting smile to her lips. In the dim light, Wilma sits alone, the blank pages of her journal mirroring her inner turmoil. A pen hovers, caught between thought and action, above the pristine paper. The pen begins to dance across the page, capturing the whirlwind of her conflicted heart. Wilma's voice echoes in the quiet room. Barney. He's always been there for me. A constant, a comfort. But then Fred showed up, stirring something I thought was long gone. Sunlight filters through the ancient trees, painting the church garden in a mosaic of light and shadow. Amidst a vibrant array of flowers, Fred stands lost in contemplation, a delicate peony catching his eye. Fred's fingers gently close around the peony, its petals soft beneath his touch. His gaze drifts, mind far away, as he is thinking about Wilma. The delicate blush of the peony mirrors the flush of memories as he is thinking about Wilma. The garden fades as Fred's thoughts linger on Wilma, each petal a whisper of moments shared. Wilma awakens in the soft morning light, a sense of renewal washing over her. The room is still and quiet as Wilma stretches, her body relaxed. She sits up, pushing the covers aside, a new day beginning. With a newfound clarity, Wilma stands, ready to face whatever lies ahead. Morning light filters into the quiet hotel room, revealing Wilma at her desk. She pores over a worn, leather-bound journal, her expression clouded with thought. Wilma's eyes scan the lines from the night before, her face etched with concern. The weight of her reflections deepens, casting shadows across her face. Morning light fills the silent hotel room, illuminating dust motes in the air. Wilma, standing by the bed, zips up her suitcase, her movements crisp and decisive. A final, lingering look sweeps across the room. She pauses, her gaze reflecting memories of moments now past. In the heart of the town, Wilma walks, her figure silhouetted against the radiant sun. Wilma's observant gaze sweeps over the quaint local shops, each storefront a story waiting to be told. She pauses, her eyes drawn to the bustling activity of the townspeople, each immersed in their daily routines. The sun's warm embrace casts long, dancing shadows, painting the town in hues of nostalgia and timeless charm. Wilma continues her walk, a silent observer in a vibrant tableau of daily life, absorbing the town's quiet energy. Under the bright daylight, Wilma's gaze is drawn to the inviting glow of a coffee shop. The aroma of coffee drifts, hinting at warmth within. Reflections dance on the glass, obscuring and revealing the bustling activity inside. A moment of contemplation hangs in the air. The promise of a warm escape beckons. Wilma's decision hangs in the balance. Wilma enters the bustling coffee shop, her eyes scanning the room. She moves purposefully through the crowd, a determined look on her face. Wilma approaches Fred. Wilma stands before Fred. In the bustling coffee shop, Fred's warm smile invites Wilma to a moment of respite. With a courteous gesture, Fred seeks to ease Wilma's worries, offering her a seat. Fred's eyes sparkle with kindness as he speaks, offering Wilma a chance to rest. "Please, sit down, Wilma." Fred's voice resonates with genuine hospitality. The coffee shop fades into a blur as Fred's simple invitation cuts through the noise. In the heart of the cafe, Fred's warmth promises a comforting interlude for Wilma. The coffee shop buzzes with the comforting sounds of espresso machines and friendly chatter. Steam rises gently from their mugs, creating a cozy atmosphere around Wilma and Fred. Wilma sits across from Fred, the steam from her mug swirling around them. Fred sits across from Wilma, the steam from his mug swirling around them. In a sun-drenched coffee shop, the rich aroma of roasted coffee fills the air as Fred speaks animatedly. Fred reveals, "So, you won't believe this, but I'm actually working on the Peterson account. That's how I know Emily, the bride." Wilma listens intently, her eyes widening in surprise as she sips her latte. Wilma exclaims, "No way. You're kidding me. How do you know her?" Fred leans back, detailing, "It's a long story, but basically my company is handling all the marketing for her family's new resort. I've been working directly with her on the campaign." Sunlight floods the coffee shop as Wilma thoughtfully stirs her latte, steam dancing around her face. Wilma's eyes reflect a blend of nervousness and determination as she begins. "Barney, I need to tell you something." Barney leans in, a mixture of concern and curiosity etched on his face as he responds, "What is it, Wilma? You seem different." Wilma confesses, her voice trembling slightly. "I've realized I've been in love with you for a long time, Barney." Sunlight spills into the cozy coffee shop, where the scent of fresh coffee fills the air. Fred leans forward, his kind face etched with concern as he speaks to Wilma. Wilma slumps, her shoulders heavy with unspoken burdens, stirring her latte with a listless hand. Fred offers a gentle challenge. "Wilma, you have been focusing on what you have lost. Maybe it is time to look at what you still have." Amidst the cafe's bustle, Wilma and Fred share a laugh, a subtle spark igniting between them. Fred responds to Wilma's laughter, his eyes twinkling with happiness. The connection between Wilma and Fred deepens. Their laughter fills the cafe, a moment of shared joy. Wilma and Fred step out of the coffee shop, blinking in the daylight. They pause briefly on the sidewalk, the sounds of the town swirling around them. The bustling town surrounds them, a symphony of everyday life. They start walking down the street, blending into the crowd. The heart of town unfolds, alive with stories at every corner. Sunlight dapples the cobblestone streets as they stroll, their words weaving through the air. Shops and homes line the way, each facade a silent witness to their passing. Their voices blend with the town's hum, creating a shared moment within the lively scene. Each step forward carries them deeper into the town's embrace, their conversation gaining momentum. The town watches, listens, and remembers as they continue their walk, their dialogue echoing softly. Amidst the vibrant chaos of town life, Wilma and Fred meet on the sidewalk, an unspoken connection sparking between them. A hopeful smile dances on their faces as they exchange numbers. The scribbled digits on the paper hint at a future yet to unfold. A shared glance conveys a silent promise of possibilities. The air buzzes with potential as they both contemplate what might come next. In the heart of the lively town, a new chapter begins, filled with hope and anticipation.